Hello students, welcome to Science Workshop 2023. This is a joint initiative taken by Evershine Coaching Center, Tannery Road, Bangalore and Ashwini Group of Institutions, Leggere, Bangalore for the progress and good results of the upcoming SSLC board exam, Karnataka board. So I am Lakshmi, teaching since 2018. So today in this session, I will be discussing the various parameters in biology. Okay, so life process, control and coordination, sources of energy, sustainable management of natural resources, and then we'll study our environment. Okay, so how to read, how do I pass, how to score good marks, what to read and what not to read, very important questions we'll discuss in this session. Okay, okay, so today in this session we'll start with the chapter life process. Life process. So in this chapter I will be explaining the important topics that will come for exams, and also will discuss in detail about the life process. Okay, so what do you mean by life process, children? What do you mean by life process? What do you mean by life process? Life process are life process are the basic processes. Life process are the basic processes. Basic processes in living organism. These are the basic processes in living organisms which are necessary for which are necessary for which are necessary for maintaining the life, which are necessary for maintaining the life, maintaining their life. So you understood what is life process? Life process are nothing but it's a basic process. It is a basic process. So what are the basic process that takes place in the living organisms? What are the basic process that takes place in the living organisms? Tell me, what are the basic process that takes place in the living organisms? So nutrition will take place. Nutrition, respiration will take place in the living organism. Transportation will take place in the living organism. Transportation, and also one more thing what takes place in the living organism is excretion. Okay, see, these are the basic life processes that we will study in detail in this chapter. Okay, which are the basic life process? You can tell: nutrition, respiration, transportation, excretion. Okay, these are the basic life process. So why these has to take place in the living organism? Why it has to take place in the living organism? Yeah, for maintaining their life. Okay, these are the life process which has to take place in the living organism because to maintain life. So if this process takes place in the body, then only living organism can survive. Living organism can lead their life. Getting? So these are, that is why it is called basic process. Daily this process has to take place in the body. Getting, children? Yes. So life process means what? It is a basic process that has to take place in living organism for maintaining the life. So name some basic life process means what you need to tell? Nutrition, respiration, transportation, excretion. Okay, so these are all the life process. Okay, so then we will study one by one. What is nutrition? What is Okay, so we'll study what is nutrition. What do you mean by nutrition? Write down what is nutrition. Nutrition is the process of taking food. The process of taking food. The process of taking food by an organism. The process of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. And its utilization by the body. By the body. Okay, so eating food or taking food is nutrition. Got it? What is nutrition? Nutrition is a taking food. And after taking food, what you will do? It will be utilized by the body. So the process of taking food and utilizing it for the body is called nutrition. Got it? What is nutrition? Okay. So in nutrition, there are two modes. In nutrition, there are two modes. Write down what are the modes of nutrition. What are the modes of nutrition? Can you tell me what are the two modes of nutrition? Two modes of nutrition. One is autotrophic nutrition, another one is heterotrophic nutrition. These are the two modes of nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition, heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition. I hope you understood what is nutrition. Nutrition means taking food. Whatever daily our day starts by taking food, right? So taking food and utilizing by the body is called nutrition. There are two modes. Okay, two modes of nutrition. One is autotrophic nutrition, another one is heterotrophic nutrition. So they'll ask what are the two modes of autotrophic, what are the two modes of nutrition? What will you write? What are the two modes of nutrition? Autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. So can anybody tell what is autotrophic and what is heterotrophic? What do you mean by autotrophic nutrition? In autotroph means self-preparing the food. Getting? Organisms prepare their own food. Organisms prepare their own food. Organisms prepare their own food by simple substances. By simple substances. By simple substances like carbon dioxide and water. Carbon dioxide and water. In the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. In the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Sunlight and chlorophyll. So you got an idea what is autotrophic. Okay, self-preparing. Who will prepare food by self? Who will prepare food by self? Very good. Green plants. Green plants prepare food by self. What it will take to prepare food? Yeah, it will take the carbon dioxide. It will take the water. See, these are the simple substances. It will take the carbon dioxide. It will take the water. In presence of sunlight and in the presence of chlorophyll, they will prepare their own food. They will prepare their own food. So this is called autotrophic nutrition. Getting what is autotrophic nutrition? Organisms prepare their own food by the simple substances like carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and chlorophyll. So by using these simple materials, some organisms prepare their own food. So that is called as, those are called autotrophs, and this type of nutrition is called as autotrophic nutrition. Can you give example for autotrophic nutrition? Green plants. Okay, so I am writing there, green plants are called autotrophs. These are the examples for autotrophs. And another one example is there for autotrophs, that is bacteria. Some bacteria also prepares their own food. Some bacteria also prepares their own food. So that is called those are called autotrophs. Those are called autotrophs. Okay, so autotrophs means the organisms will prepare their own food. What the materials they'll use for preparing the food? Carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, and in the presence of chlorophylls. Give example for autotrophs: green plants and some bacteria. Got it? So this is one mode of nutrition. So can we study another mode of nutrition? Yeah, which is another mode of nutrition? Heterotrophic nutrition. What do you mean by heterotrophic nutrition? Yeah, very good. So organisms, write down, organisms get their food get their food directly or indirectly from plants. Okay, that means they do not prepare their own food, they directly obtain their food from plants. Okay, so either from plants or any other animals it can obtain their food. So they will not prepare their own food, they will get their food directly or indirectly from plants. So those are called as heterotrophs, and this mode of nutrition is called heterotrophic nutrition. Give example for heterotrophs. Give example for heterotrophs. Animals. Okay, animals are heterotrophs. Fungi are heterotrophs, and some bacteria are also heterotrophs. So you understood what is nutrition and modes of nutrition. What do you mean by nutrition? Taking food and utilizing by the body. What are the two modes of nutrition? Autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. What do you mean by autotrophic? Yeah, so those are autotrophs and heterotrophs. So now in heterotrophs there are types. Okay, so write down heterotrophic. Heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition. And their types. Heterotrophic nutrition and their types. So can you tell what are the types of heterotrophic nutrition? In autotrophic there is no type. In heterotrophic there are types. Which are they? Write down first one. Saprophytic nutrition. Another one, parasitic nutrition. Another one, holozoic nutrition. These are the three types that comes under heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, what do you mean by saprotrophic nutrition? The organism which feeds on dead and decayed matter. Organism which feeds on dead and decayed matter. Organisms which feeds on dead and decayed matter are called saprophytes, and this mode of nutrition is called saprophytic nutrition. So can you give example for saprophytic nutrition? Dead and decayed organism which will feed on dead and decayed organism. Yeast. Okay, yeast is a microorganism which feeds on dead and decayed mushroom, bread mold, bacteria. Okay, so after some days, you keep bread for so many days and leave it for so many days, and then you see there will be some bread molds will be grown on it. So that is a type of microorganism. Okay, rhizopus. So it always feeds on dead and decayed matter. That is why it is called saprophytes, and the mode of nutrition is called saprophytic nutrition. Tell me, what is parasitic nutrition?
And this question you can expect in your multiple choice question. They may give you among the following, which among the following is saprophytic nutrition. They'll give you the examples. You have to identify. This question has appeared in the exam.
Okay, saprophytes means which always feeds on dead and decayed matter. Okay, example, yeast. Okay, which is the organism that grows on bread? Rhizopus. Okay, rhizopus is an example for now example for sapro. Rhizopus is an example for saprophyte. Okay, you can write down rhizopus is an example for saprophyte.
Very important question.
Rhizopus is an example for saprophyte. Because it always feeds on dead and decayed matter. The structure also they may give and identify. It will be somewhat like this. So this is a saprophyte. So inside this spores will be present. If this spores falls on the surface, if it comes in contact with other surface, and then it will another microorganism, another rhizopus will be grown. Okay, this is called spore formation. This you study in the how do organism reproduce chapter. Spore formation. Rhizopus undergo what type of asexual reproduction? Spore formation. Okay, I'll explain that in that lesson. Next, what do you mean by parasitic nutrition? I'll give you example. You should tell. You know, tapeworm, roundworm. Where this will be present? Stomach. Correct. So what? Those are called parasites. It will live in other body and take food and shelter. Okay, it lives in other body and takes food and shelter from the other body. Those are called as parasites. Parasites. Lice is an example for parasites. So, and on buffaloes also there will be some organisms. Those are called ticks. Okay, so the organisms which feeds, which stays in other animals and takes food and shelter. Those organisms are called parasites, and this mode of nutrition is called parasitic nutrition. Okay, parasites example: tapeworm, roundworm, lice, and ticks. Okay, understood what is parasitic nutrition? You want me to write the definition of parasitic nutrition? I write down: the organism get their food from other body. The organisms get their food from other body. The organisms get their food from other body are called parasites. Are called parasites. And this mode of nutrition is called parasitic nutrition. Parasitic nutrition. Okay, then tell me, what is holozoic nutrition? Holozoic nutrition. I'll give you example: fish. Example for holozoic nutrition is fish. Also, tell me what you can tell for what is. How can you explain holozoic then? What the fish will do? It will. What the fish will do? No, it will swim. No, what? How it will eat? I'm asking. it will take the whole food inside the body. Correct? It will take the whole food inside the body. Whole food it will intake, and then it will, what it will do? Then it will digest. Getting? Take, see, whole food and then digest. Such type of organisms are called, this mode of nutrition is called holozoic nutrition. Getting, children? Write down the nutrition in which the nutrition in which organisms take food directly and then digests and absorbs it and then digests it and absorbs it. Example, give example for holozoic nutrition. Fish. Not only fish, human beings are also examples for holozoes. What we will do? We will also take directly the food inside and then digest. So human being is also an example for holozoic nutrition. And then what you can tell? Amoeba. You know what is amoeba? Amoeba is a unicellular organisms. It will also take the food directly into its body and then it will digest. So amoeba is another example. Bird is another example for holozoic nutrition. What bird will do? Bird will take any cereals, it will take directly, it will take and inside the body, then it will digest. Correct? So these are all the examples for holozoic nutrition. Understood, children? In heterotypes, heterotrophs, how many types are there? 3 types. Which are there? Saprophytes, parasites, and holozoic nutrition. So saprophytes means organisms which feeds on dead and decayed matter. Example, yeast, bread mold, some bacteria. Parasites means the organism which take the food and shelter from the other body. Example, tapeworm, roundworm, lice, ticks. What about holozoic nutrition? The organisms takes the food directly into the body and then it will digest. Example, fish, human beings, amoeba and getting bored. Huh? Exams are near. If you don't take it seriously now, it will be very problem for you only. Okay, anywhere, any questions they may ask in exam. Switch off the fan, no? Shall we start nutrition in plants? How plants will prepare their own food, we need to study. Getting so noisier. How plants will prepare their own food, plant is a I told you one word. Plant is a autotroph. Plant is a autotroph. Why plant is an autotroph? Yeah, because plants prepare their own food. So they'll ask children, green plants are called dash. Yeah, green plants are called autotrophs because they prepare their own food. Write on this, green plants are called autotrophs. Green plants are called autotrophs. Why they are called autotrophs? Because they prepare their own food. Green plants are called autotrophs because they prepare their own food. What is the process of preparing food called? Photosynthesis. What is the process of preparing food called? Photosynthesis. Very important. What is photosynthesis? What is photosynthesis? What is photosynthesis? The process of preparing the food by the process of the process by which green plants prepare food by using carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and chlorophyll. Okay, you should write what does photosynthesis means. It's a process by which green plants prepare their food by using carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, chlorophyll. So here they'll ask what are the materials required for photosynthesis. Whatever the thing I'm highlighting here, these are all the materials required for photosynthesis. What 2 marks question, children? What are the materials required for photosynthesis? What are the materials required for photosynthesis? Tell me, what are the materials required for photosynthesis? Write on 2 marks question. Materials required for photosynthesis. Materials required for photosynthesis. Materials required for photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and some minerals. So these are the materials required for photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, minerals. And what are green plants called? Autotrophs. Very important. Green plants are called autotrophs. Okay. Why they are called autotrophs? Because they prepare their own food. Here what is photosynthesis is important. What are the materials required is important. And then why green plants are called autotroph is important. Why they are called autotroph? Because they prepare their own food. In just choose the correct answer. Green plants are called dash. Autotrophs, heterotrophs, saprotrophs, parasites. What will you take? And 2 marks question they'll ask. What are the materials required for photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, minerals. Okay. And then last year 5 marks question. What is photosynthesis? What are the materials required? And what are the steps? And its reaction. So next we'll go to its reaction. You understood this slide? Any doubt here? Shall I move further? Okay. So next write down reaction. Reaction of photosynthesis. Reaction or equation. Reaction or equation of photosynthesis. Reaction or equation of photosynthesis. 6CO2, it is taking carbon dioxide and it is taking water carbon dioxide, water, and what it is giving us? It is giving us food, that is carbohydrates, and it releases water, and also it releases oxygen. Okay, this is the equation of photosynthesis. Okay, what plants takes, children? It takes carbon dioxide, it takes water, and upon the arrow mark you should write what? Sunlight and chlorophyll. Sunlight and chlorophyll. Okay, it takes carbon dioxide, water, and it give us what? Give us food in terms of glucose or carbohydrates, and it releases oxygen, so plant takes carbon dioxide and releases oxygen. Plant takes carbon dioxide and releases oxygen. It combines carbon dioxide and water, combines to form glucose. Getting? This is the equation for, it's a equation for photosynthesis. 6CO2 plus 12H2O gives C6H12O6 plus 6H2O plus 6O2. So this is also important. This is equation of photosynthesis. Getting? Yes, sir. Then how it will take sunlight? How plants will take sunlight? Tell me how plant takes sunlight. Chlorophyll. What is the function of chlorophyll? Chlorophyll helps in absorbing the sunlight. You understood how plants take sunlight? How plant absorb sunlight? By the chlorophyll. Where is chlorophyll present? Chlorophyll is present in the leaf. What is chlorophyll? It is a green pigment. What is chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is a green pigment. If you observe the plant under the microscope, you can see some cell structure. In the cell structure, there will be some small dots, and those are called chloroplasts. And in the chloroplast, there is a green pigment called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll helps in absorbing the sunlight. You understood how plants take sunlight? How plant takes sunlight? By chlorophyll. And then how it will take water? How it will take water? It will take water by roots. It will absorb water by roots. How it will take carbon dioxide? How it will take carbon dioxide? Stomata helps in taking the carbon dioxide. Getting? So which helps in absorbing sunlight? Chlorophyll. Which helps in absorbing water? Root. Okay. Which helps in absorbing carbon dioxide? Stomata. So now we will study what is stomata. Now we will study what is stomata. Tell me, what do you mean by stomata? What do you mean? Very important question. What is stomata and where it is used? What are its uses? Tell me, what is stomata? What is stomata? Stomata is a tiny pore present in the leaf. See, this is a leaf. In the leaf, there will be tiny pores. In the leaf, there will be tiny pores. Okay, write down tiny pores present in the leaf. Tiny pores present in the leaf. Tiny pore present in the leaf are called stomata. Very important, children. What is stomata? What are its uses? Stomata is a tiny pore present in the leaf. Stomata is a tiny pore present in the leaf. So if you view the stomata structure under microscope, it will be seen like this. So it is having a guard cell. It is having a guard cell. So this is the structure of stomata. This is the structure of stomata. So these are the important questions that you will get regarding photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? What is the equation of photosynthesis? What are the materials required for photosynthesis? What is stomata? What are the uses of stomata? What is the function of guard cell? And then chlorophyll helps in absorbing sunlight. Stomata helps in absorbing carbon dioxide. Root helps in absorbing water. Using all the raw materials, sunlight, carbon dioxide, water, plants prepare their own food. It is called as photosynthesis. So products of photosynthesis are carbohydrates, water and oxygen. So whatever the food is prepared by the plant is stored in it in the form of starch. Okay, next slide we'll move to what are the steps of photosynthesis. Steps of photosynthesis is absorption of light energy by chlorophyll. The first step is the chlorophyll will absorb the sunlight. So second step is the light energy is converted into chemical energy. And how it will convert into chemical energy? By splitting water into hydrogen and oxygen. By splitting water into hydrogen and oxygen and reducing the carbon dioxide into carbohydrates. So these are the three main steps of photosynthesis, and this is a very important question for exam. Three main steps of photosynthesis: absorption of light energy by chlorophyll, conversion of light energy into chemical energy, and splits the water into hydrogen and oxygen and reduce the carbon dioxide into carbohydrates. So these are the three main steps of photosynthesis. And then we'll go to nutrition in amoeba. So as we know, amoeba is a unicellular organism. Amoeba is a unicellular organism. Where does amoeba live? Amoeba lives in, it's a marine animal. It lives in water. And how does amoeba takes its food? Amoeba takes its food by the help of pseudopodia. It encloses the food by the finger-like projection pseudopodia, and then it will form food vacuole. So inside the vacuole, the food is digested, and the digested food will move to all parts of the body, and then the waste will be excreted by its surface only. The process by which the amoeba takes in food is called as diffusion. So by the surface only, it diffuses the food inside into its body, digests, and it excretes the waste by the surface. So this is all about nutrition in amoeba. So next we'll move to nutrition in human beings. Next we'll move to nutrition in human beings. The next topic is nutrition in human beings. Next topic is nutrition in human beings. Write down nutrition in human beings. Nutrition in human beings. How nutrition takes place in human beings? Nutrition takes place by Nutrition takes place by which system in the human beings? In the human beings, nutrition takes place by which system? Digestive system. Okay, digestive system is helpful for nutrition. So what are the parts of the human digestive system? It consists of mouth, then what else? Stomach, esophagus. After mouth you should tell esophagus, then stomach, then liver is helpful for digestion, pancreas is required, and intestine, small intestine and large intestine and intestinal glands are required, and these are all the important parts of human digestive system. Why digestive system is required? Digestive system is required for nutrition. Nutrition I have already told. What is nutrition? What is nutrition? Taking food and utilizing it for the various activities of the body. So this is the digestive system. Okay, first one by one we will study. First we will study mouth. Okay, tell me what is the function of mouth and what it is useful for. What is the function of mouth? The food will be broken into smaller pieces. Food will be broken into smaller pieces by the help of teeth. This is the function of mouth. And what happens to the the smaller pieces of the food? The smaller pieces of the food mixes with salivary. It will mix with saliva. So where the saliva will be released? Saliva will be released by salivary glands. Okay, so what does this saliva contains? Saliva contains an enzyme. What is the enzyme the saliva contains? Salivary amylase. Okay, salivary amylase is the enzyme the saliva contains. What does this salivary amylase will do? Salivary amylase converts the starch into sugar. That is the simplest sugar. It will convert the starch into simplest sugar. That is the function of salivary amylase. This is important. What is the function of salivary amylase? It converts starch into sugar. So in the mouth part, you need to know about enzyme. Which enzyme? Saliva. Saliva secretes which enzyme? Salivary amylase. What does salivary amylase do? Salivary amylase converts starch into simplest sugar. This is about mouth. Next we'll go to stomach. Okay, so the next part of the digestive system is stomach. What is the function of stomach? Okay, inside the stomach, what is there? Stomach consists of gastric glands. Okay, these gastric glands releases what? Gastric gland releases hydrochloric acid, and gastric gland releases pepsin, and gastric gland releases mucus. Okay, what is the function of these one? What is the function of HCl? What is the function of HCl? HCl creates acidic medium in the stomach. HCl creates acid. Okay, next part of the digestive system is stomach. Stomach has what glands in it? Gastric glands. So what these gastric glands releases? Gastric gland releases HCl, pepsin and mucus. What is the function of HCl? HCl creates acidic medium in the stomach. HCl creates acidic medium and helps in the action of pepsin. and helps in the action of pepsin. So pepsin will be released, right? So that pepsin should work. How does that pepsin works? Because of the HCl will help in acting of pepsin. And what is the function of pepsin? Pepsin break down proteins. Pepsin breakdowns proteins. Okay, whatever the protein food we eat, that will be broken down or it will be partially digested by pepsin. What is the function of mucus? Mucus protects the wall of the stomach. Mucus protects the wall of the stomach. Wall of the stomach. From the action of acid. From the action of acid. So acid will be released, right? That acid should not react with stomach. Who is protecting the action of acid against the wall of the stomach? Mucus. So these are all the gastric glands and HCl, pepsin and mucus uses. So in stomach, partial digestion of food takes place. Okay, we'll go to next slide. Okay, then we should know about liver. Okay, so liver is the largest gland in the body. Liver is the largest gland. So what liver releases? Liver releases what juice? Bile juice. Okay, what is the function of bile? What is the function of bile? Helps in bile juice helps in emulsification of fats. Bile helps in emulsification of fat. What do you mean by emulsification? Breaking of bigger fat items into smaller globules. Okay, that is the function of bile. Bile helps in emulsification of fats. It breaks the bigger fat items into smaller globules. Okay, and so inside the liver there will be what? Gallbladder. Okay, what gallbladder helps in? Gallbladder helps in storing of bile juice. Gallbladder helps in storing of bile juice. So this is all about function of liver. Liver, what juice is secreted in liver? Bile juice. Bile juice helps in the emulsification of fats. Emulsification means breaking of bigger fat items into smaller globules. Then we'll study pancreas. Then we'll study pancreas. So what is the pancreas? Where it is present? So next to liver only, above the stomach, there is another gland called pancreas. Another gland called pancreas. Pancreas releases what? Pancreas releases what? Pancreas release two enzymes which is called trypsin and lipase. Trypsin and lipase. What is the function of trypsin? What is the function of trypsin? Trypsin helps in breaking down of proteins. What is the function of lipase? Lipase also helps in breaking down of fats. Okay, these are all enzymes. This helps in partial digestion of proteins and partial digestion of fats. Okay, but complete digestion takes place in small intestine. Okay, this is all about pancreas. Pancreas is another gland. It releases enzymes called, pancreas releases enzyme called trypsin and lipase. Trypsin helps in breaking of proteins and lipase helps in breaking of fats. Okay, liver, pancreas are helping for the small intestine for the complete digestion. Okay, so then next we will go to small intestine. Small intestine. So you know, in the small intestine, there are numerous finger-like projection. What are those called? So this is large intestine. Inside the large intestine, there is what? Inside the large intestine, what is present? Small intestine. Small intestine. What is the function of small intestine? What is the function of small intestine? Complete digestion of food. Small intestine helps in complete digestion of food. Complete digestion of food. Like how? So what does small intestine consist of? Small intestine consists of finger-like projections. Small intestine consists of finger-like projections. What are these finger-like projections called? Villi. So what is villi? They'll ask. Villi are the finger-like projection present in small intestine. You should write this one. Okay, what is villi? Villi is a finger-like projection present in the small intestine.
You write small intestine, don't write SC.
Okay, small intestine. Finger-like projection present in small intestine. What it will do? What is the function of villi? It absorbs.
What it absorbs?
It absorbs digested food. It absorbs digested food. And what after absorption? What it will do? After absorption, what it will do? It will transport to all parts of the body. All parts of the body through blood vessels. Okay, these villi are connected with blood vessels. Villi are provided with blood vessels. So villi absorbs the digested food and it transports to all parts of the body. Okay, so small intestine is the place in the digestive system where complete digestion takes place. Complete digestion of food takes place. Okay, here very important question is, what is villi? What is its function? What is villi and what is its function? Villi is the finger-like projection present in small intestine. What is the function of it? It absorbs digested food, and that digested food will be transported to all parts of the body. How it will transport? Through blood vessels. So villi are provided with blood vessels. Villi are provided with blood vessels. Through blood vessels, it will be transferred to all parts of the body. It gives larger surface area for the absorption of digested food. Villi provides large surface area for the absorption of digested food.
Name the site of complete digestion.
Name the site of complete digestion. Yeah. Name the site of complete digestion of food. Complete digestion, very important. Complete digestion of food takes place in small intestine. Okay, next topic is large intestine. What is the function of large intestine? What is the function of large intestine? It will absorb the water. Water is absorbed and the waste material is removed. Water is absorbed and the waste material is removed. Okay, that is the function of large intestine. Okay, then you should remember enzymes of the digestive system. One is pepsin, another one is trypsin, another one is lipase, mouth. Salivary amylase. What salivary amylase does? It will convert starch complex sugar into simplest sugar. What does pepsin does? What does pepsin does? Breakdown of proteins. Pepsin helps in breaking down of proteins. What is the function of trypsin? Trypsin also helps in breakdown of proteins. Lipase. Lipase helps in breakdown of fats. Okay, this and all you should remember. But all these broken down will be completely digested in small intestine. So small intestine is the site of complete digestion. And in this another important one is villi. What is villi? Villi is the finger-like projection present in the small intestine. Okay, next topic is respiration. What do you mean by respiration? What do you mean by respiration? Process of, it's a process of breaking down food into energy with the help of oxygen. Okay, whatever the food we will eat, we get the energy from the food by the process of respiration. Where this respiration take place? Which is a site of respiration? Mitochondria. Okay, so the mitochondria present in cell is the site of respiration. Mitochondria is a site of respiration.
Very important.
Mitochondria is the site of respiration. So the process of breaking food into energy with the help of oxygen is called respiration. Mitochondria is the site of respiration. Okay, what is released? I told in the respiration, energy. Why this energy is used up? The energy released in the respiration is used to make ATP. This is also another important question. The energy released, what is the use of the energy released during respiration? The energy released during respiration is used to make ATP from ADP. Okay, ATP is adenosine triphosphate, ADP is adenosine diphosphate. The energy released during the respiration will be used up to make the ATP from the ADP. This is also important. The energy released will be used to convert ADP into ATP. And the same energy will be stored in the form of in the form of ATP. In the form of ATP in the body or in the cells. Energy is will be stored in the form of ATP in cells. Okay, so whenever we need energy, whenever the cells need energy, again this ATP will be broken down into ADP plus energy. This is how we get energy. Energy will be stored in the form of, energy will be used to convert to make ATP. So whenever energy is required again, the ATP will again break down into ADP and energy. This is how we get energy. So during respiration, we get energy with the help of breaking down of food into oxygen. So next is, there are how many types of respiration? What are the two types of there are two types of respiration. There are two types of respiration. Which are they? What are the two types of respiration? Aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. These are the two types of respiration. Okay, this difference between aerobic and anaerobic also they'll ask in the exam. What is aerobic respiration? Respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen. Respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen is called aerobic respiration. Respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen is called anaerobic respiration. So where you can see aerobic respiration? In animals you can see aerobic respiration. Where you can see anaerobic respiration? In the yeast and muscles. You can see anaerobic respiration in yeast and muscle cells. So what happens in aerobic respiration? Glucose in the presence of oxygen breaks down into carbon dioxide, water and energy. Okay, this one will take place in mitochondria of the cells of the animals. So in anaerobic respiration, glucose will, in the absence of oxygen, will break down into ethanol and carbon dioxide and energy. This happens in yeast. But in muscle cells, what happens? Glucose will break down into lactic acid plus energy. Okay, this is the difference between aerobic and anaerobic. Okay, so then we will study respiration in humans. Respiration in humans. So human respiratory system consists of nasal cavity, oral cavity and trachea. Oral cavity, nasal cavity, trachea, lungs, inside the trachea is divided into bronchi and the bronchi is divided into bronchioles. Bronchioles are having a small air sacs or balloon like structures. These balloon like structures are called alveoli. So this is the nasal cavity, this is oral cavity, and here we have trachea. Trachea is divided into two branches. Those are called as bronchi, and bronchi is further divided into bronchioles. And the bronchioles are having air sacs. Air sacs are called as alveoli. So they'll ask, what is alveoli? Alveoli is a balloon like structure. Alveoli is a balloon like structure present in lungs. Okay, so these alveoli are connected with blood vessels. What this alveoli does, it exchanges gases. It takes the oxygen and supply to blood, and from the blood it takes back the carbon dioxide and it will release out through nasal cavity. So alveoli helps in exchanging of gas. That means it takes the oxygen, supply the oxygen to blood, and it will release carbon, and it will take back the oxygen, and this takes back the carbon dioxide, and the carbon dioxide will be released through nasal cavity. So that is the function of alveoli. Alveoli helps in exchange of gas, and it is connected with blood vessels. Through blood it will supply oxygen to all parts of the body. This is the function of alveoli. So exam question, what is alveoli and what is the function of alveoli? And then we have mechanism of breathing. What is the mechanism of breathing?
Very important.
Very important. Mechanism of breathing. So before knowing its mechanism, we should know what is diaphragm. What is diaphragm? So below the lungs, there is a muscular sheet. Below the lungs, there is a muscular sheet. So this muscular sheet is called as diaphragm. So what is diaphragm? A thin muscular sheet below the diaphragm, below the lungs. The thin muscular sheet below the lungs is called diaphragm. So what happens when we breathe in? What happens when we breathe in air? The diaphragm moves downward. Diaphragm moves downward. When we breathe in, the diaphragm moves downward, and so that the chest cavity expands and air enters into lungs. Okay, chest cavity expands and air enters into lungs. What happens when we breathe out? What happens when we breathe out air? What happens to diaphragm when we breathe out air? Diaphragm moves upwards. Diaphragm moves upwards. The diaphragm moves upwards, chest cavity contracts and air goes out of the lungs. Air goes out of the lungs. So this is how the mechanism of breathing can be seen. So it's important. Diaphragm is a thin muscular sheet. Diaphragm moves downward when we breathe in. Air enters into the lungs. Diaphragm moves upwards when we breathe out. Air goes out of the lungs. This is the mechanism of breathing. Next topic is transportation in human beings. Transportation in human beings. What is the transport system? Transportation can be carried out by which system? Circulatory system. What does circulatory system consist of? Circulatory system consists of blood, arteries, veins, capillaries, and it consists of heart. So these are the parts of circulatory system. Okay, first we will study about blood. What does blood contain? Blood contain a fluid medium called plasma. Blood contains fluid medium called plasma. In plasma, how many types of cells are embedded? 3 types of cells are embedded. Which are there? RBC, WBC and platelets. These are the cells embedded in the plasma. What is the function of RBC? RBC helps in supplying oxygen. What is the function of WBC? WBC helps in fighting against germs. What does the platelet does? Platelet helps in clotting of blood. Okay, so this is all about blood. Blood is a fluid connective tissue. It consists of a medium called plasma. Inside the plasma, 3 types of cells are embedded. Okay, so WBC are called soldiers of the body. Why? Because it fights against diseases. And then we will study arteries and veins. Okay, what do you mean by arteries and vein? Artery and vein are blood vessels. Arteries and veins are blood vessels. So what does artery carry? Artery carry pure blood. Artery carry pure blood. From where to where? From heart to all parts of the body. All parts of the body. What does vein carry? Vein carry impure blood. From where to where? From all parts of the body from all parts of the body back to heart. Back to heart. They'll ask the difference between arteries and veins. Arteries have thick walls. Arteries have thick wall. Veins are thin walled. Veins are thin walled. And arteries do not have valves. Arteries do not have valves. But what about vein? Vein have valves. So this is the difference between arteries and veins. Very important. Arteries carry pure blood. Veins carry impure blood. Arteries do not have valves. Veins have valves. Okay. So then we should know, what do you mean by capillary? What is capillary? Capillaries are very narrow blood vessels. Capillaries are very narrow blood vessels. These are connected to narrow blood vessels connected to arteries and veins. Very narrow blood vessels connected to arteries and veins. Okay, what is the function of it? It helps in exchange of food, exchange of water, exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide, etc. So from where to where it will exchange? It will exchange between the blood and cell. Okay, this is all about capillaries. Very important. Capillaries are the narrow blood vessels connected to arteries and veins. What is human heart? Human heart is a muscular organ. Human heart is a muscular organ of the size, fish size. What is its function? It will pump the blood to all parts of the body. All parts of the body. Okay, it pumps the blood to all parts of the body. How many chambers it has? It has 4 chambers. It has 4 chambers. What are the chambers called? Upper chamber is called atria. Lower chamber is called ventricle. Lower chamber is called ventricle. So like this, there are 2 upper chamber and 2 lower chamber. So how many chambers? 4 chambers. And the 2 left and right chambers are separated by right and left chambers are separated by septum. So what is septum? It is a dividing wall. It is a dividing wall between left and right chambers. What is septum? It is a dividing wall between the left and right chambers. What is the use of septum? What is the use of septum? It prevents mixing of oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood. Oxygenated and deoxygenated blood can be separated by septum. Septum separates the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. So there are totally 4 chambers, 2 upper, 2 lower. So left chambers, left atria, left ventricle, right chambers, right atria and right ventricle. Okay, so then we will study working of heart. Then we will study working of heart. Working of heart. Okay, how does heart work? So left atrium. What blood comes from lungs? Oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood from lungs flows into pulmonary vein. Okay, oxygenated blood from the left atrium, from the pulmonary vein, goes into left atrium, and then after left atrium it will go into left ventricle, and from the left ventricle the blood flows to aorta, and from aorta it will flow to all parts of the body. This is very important, children. How is oxygenated blood? From the lungs, it's transported to all parts. They'll ask. First, oxygenated blood enters from pulmonary vein. It will go to left atrium. Then it will go to left ventricle. Then it is supplied to aorta. And then it will go to all parts of the body. And then how deoxygenated blood enters? Deoxygenated blood. How it will come? Okay, deoxygenated blood from vena cava. It is pumped to right atrium, and then from right atrium it is pumped to right ventricle, and then from the right ventricle the deoxygenated blood flows to lungs through pulmonary artery. And then the lungs will remove the carbon dioxide, and oxygen is reabsorbed. So this is how heart works. Okay, your important is pulmonary artery and pulmonary vein. Pulmonary vein is carrying which blood? Pulmonary vein is carrying oxygenated blood. Okay, very important. Pulmonary vein and pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery is carrying deoxygenated blood. Pulmonary vein is carrying oxygenated blood. Okay, so this is how heart works. Then we'll go to next topic, lymph. What is lymph? What do you mean by lymph? Lymph is a colorless fluid. What is lymph? Lymph is a colorless fluid where it is present in intercellular space. Okay, lymph is a colorless fluid. It is present in intercellular space. Okay, it is formed from the plasma. It is also formed from the plasma. Okay, but it will escape from the capillaries. What is the function of lymph? Lymph transports digested food, so digested fats, and drains the excess fluid from intercellular space back to blood. Okay, so this lymph consists of lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are nothing but WBC cells. It helps in killing the germs. Lymph consists of lymphocytes which helps in killing of germs. Okay, lymph are nothing but colorless fluid. present? In between the cells. In between the cells, these lymphs are present. It is also formed from plasma. It will help in transporting the digested fats, and it will remove all excess fluids from the intercellular space back to blood. Lymph consists of lymphocytes which help in killing of germs. And the next art in birds and art in mammals we'll see. How many chambers will be there for the art in mammals? Tell me the art in mammals. Very important. Art in mammals. Mammals are nothing but the animals which have mammary glands and gives milk are called as mammals. How many chambers mammals have? How many chambers of heart mammals have? For example, for mammals is birds. Birds are having how many chambered heart? 4 chambered heart. So which are the 4 chambered? Left and right articles, left and right atrium, left and right ventricle. These are the 4 chambered. And 4 chambers, left and right chambers are separated by. So what is the function of septum? Septum prevents the mixing up of oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood. Okay, so 2 bloods are separated by the septum. Okay, they'll ask why the 2 bloods should be separated. Why the two bloods should be separated in mammals? Because they need more energy. Because they need more energy to maintain body temperature. This is the answer you need to write. Why mammals oxygenated and deoxygenated blood in mammals and birds are separated? Because they need more energy to maintain the body temperature. Because they need more energy to maintain their body temperature. So if oxygenated is blood is having separate oxygenated blood, it gives more energy. So this energy is required for maintaining the body temperature. So next we will study transportation in plants. Next we will study transportation in plants. How is food and water transported in plants? There are 2 vascular tissues called xylem and phloem. Xylem and phloem is very important topic. What is the xylem transport? Xylem transports water and minerals. Xylem transport water and minerals. From where to where? From root to all parts of the body. All parts of the plant body. Okay, xylem transport water and minerals. What does phloem transport? Phloem transport food. From where to where? From leaf to all parts of the plant body. All parts of the plant. Okay, so what are the constituents of xylem? Xylem consists of xylem vessels and tracheates. Okay, phloem consists of phloem fibers, sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma. Okay, xylem vessels, xylem tracheates, xylem parenchyma. Okay, these are the constituents of xylem. So this transport of water, it works on the principle of transpiration. So phloem works by the principle of translocation. Okay, translocation means transport of food from leaves to all parts of the body. Transpiration means transport of water from root to all parts of the body. Okay, so in xylem the movement is always upward. So in phloem the movement of food is in all direction. The movement of food is in all direction. So this is all about difference between xylem and phloem. So the next topic is excretion. What do you mean by excretion? What is excretion? Excretion is the process by which the waste products produced during metabolic activities is removed by the body is called as excretion. Excretion means removing all wastes. So excretion in human beings is carried out by which system? Excretion in human being is carried by which system? It is carried by excretory system. Excretory system consists of a pair of kidney and ureter, urinary bladder and urethra. So it consists of a pair of kidney, consists of ureter, urinary bladder, urethra. Okay, this is a human excretory system. Okay, so in the kidney there are units called nephrons. What is nephron? Nephron is a functional unit present in functional unit of kidney. What is nephron? Nephron is the functional unit of kidney. Human being is carried out by excretory system. Excretory system consists of kidney, ureter, urinary bladder and urethra, and each kidney is having a functional unit nephron. Okay, each kidney has a functional unit called nephron. So what is nephron? They'll ask nephron diagram and what is its function. Nephron is a functional unit of kidney. Let us study about nephron. Okay, nephron as a cup-shaped structure. This cup-shaped structure is called Bowman capsule. Bowman capsule. Bowman capsule. It contains a bundle of capillaries. So this bundle of capillaries are called. What are the bundle of capillaries present in the nephron called? Glomerulus. Okay, bundle of capillaries in the nephron is called glomerulus. And this Bowman capsule leads to a tubular structure. Bowman capsule leads to a tubular structure. Bowman capsule leads to a tubular structure. This is a tubular part. This tubular part will connect the collecting duct. Tubular parts collect the collecting duct. Okay, this is the tubular part. And this tubular part is connected to collecting duct. And there are another part called renal artery and renal vein. So this is called renal artery. Okay, what is the function of renal artery? Renal artery brings wastes like ammonia, urea, uric acid along with water. Okay, renal artery brings all this ammonia, urea, uric acid along with water into nephron. Okay, and uric acid. So these are all the nitrogenous waste that is carried along with water into the nephron. By whom? By renal artery. Okay, renal artery brings all the nitrogenous wastes.
Important word.
Okay, renal artery brings all nitrogenous wastes. Which are the nitrogenous wastes? Ammonia, urea, uric acid. Along with the water, it will pass into nephron. So this what nephron will do? Nephron, this full part is nephron. Nephron will filter. Nephron will filter the nitrogenous wastes. Okay, nephron filters the nitrogenous wastes. Here, which is filtering here? This glomerulus will filter all the nitrogenous waste, and only what is passed into the tube? What is passed into the tube? The filtrate whatever obtained after filtering the nitrogenous waste, it will be passed into this tube, tubular part, and then in this tube also some of the wastes are reabsorbed. But only some of the useful wastes, nitrogenous wastes are reabsorbed, and some of the water will be reabsorbed, and only the waste like urine is collected in the collecting duct, and the urine will be passed out through, it is stored in urinary bladder and it will be released through urethra. So this is how the nephron works. How plants excretes. How plants excretes. Plants excretes waste. How plants excretes wastes. Okay, in plants also there are some gaseous wastes. In plants there are some gaseous waste. Which is the gaseous waste present in the plant? Carbon dioxide. How it will be released out? Yeah, through it is released by stomata. And there are some waste water also in the plant. Waste water will also be released through stomata only. So the releasing of waste water is called as transpiration. Through transpiration, the water will be released from the plant. So gaseous waste, carbon dioxide is released through stomata. Some waste are stored in leaves. So how the waste will be removed? Through leaves. The leaves will fall off when it dries. Leaves will fall off once dried. So once the leaf is dried, the leaf will fall off. So ultimately the some waste which is present in the leaf will be removed out. But there are some waste are stored in vacuoles. So these some waste are stored in vacuole. So that will also be released. Some waste like gums and resins, where it will be stored? It will be stored in old xylem tissue, xylem cells. So that will also be released. Some waste products will be removed through roots. Some waste products will be removed through waste. So this is also important topic. So gases like carbon dioxide is removed through stomata. So waste water is also removed by stomata. So some waste will be stored in leaves, that leaves will fall off. Some waste will be stored in vacuoles. So gums and resins will be stored in xylem. Some waste will be removed through wastes from the root. So this is how the plants get rid of waste. This is important question that has come in exam also.
Students, I hope you all have enjoyed this session. So we have done part 1 and part 2. In part 1, the topics are covered: carbon, acid, bases and salts, metals and non-metals, carbon and its compounds. And in this session, we have covered the chapter life process. In the upcoming sessions, we'll be covering the different chapters. Along with that, we will be solving nearest to the exam few important questions. So we'll be having some few live sessions where we interact with the students directly, and we can also solve certain doubts of the topics. Okay, is this clear? Good. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you all have enjoyed a lot, and I am very thankful for our associate teacher Miss Lakshmi ma'am to cooperate with us and also to help the students by using our platform. Thank you each and everyone. Still, if you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, Shah Sir Classes, kindly do subscribe it and click the bell icon, share, like and comment. Take care.